Okay, I'm just gonna try to get a little bit of the surrounding area as safely as I can while driving. This area, it's kind of a thoroughfare, kind of where we come through the city. It has a look that's a little bit industrial, but I think these are mostly old warehouse buildings. Like this is a showroom for car wheels. This is what the listing agent was mentioning, currently a stone and tile. I've not used them, but I do recognize the name. This is where we saw the train come through, and we very rarely, I've never seen a train come through here. That's a U-Haul in the distance over there. So I just want you to get a feel. So it's, because it's mostly businesses, it's fairly quiet. There's not a lot of traffic, especially during the night. And I'm gonna hopefully turn around here gracefully. So this is Meramec here. That was a car wash and a body shop. So we're just going back. And this is another kind of a major thoroughfare, so to speak. It's not like 4 lanes, but it's just traffic comes across the city on these. But beyond this street starts to be more residential, and you can see some other apartment buildings right here. So I think this is a good opportunity if your end game, you would be seeking kind of a solid C-class area, put something quality and affordable in place. And you heard we can look at the building next door for the rental rates. But I would say something that's new and updated. The more feature you can get in the small spaces, you could be $750. Sounds like the guy next door is getting $800. And so that neighborhood, I believe, I'll have to look it up on the map just to be sure, because it's on the line. I believe the neighborhood is Bevo Mill, which is a C-class neighborhood, and it sits right on the back of Tower Grove, which is a quickly growing B-class neighborhood. And so I am now on Morgan Ford, which is where I mentioned having sold a building in the last year. You can see there's a lot of these types of buildings around. They are all functional. I've looked at several of them in the last year. But on the other side of these, starting any minute, but more down that way, is this B neighborhood. It gets increasingly popular as we get closer to Tower Grove Park. So we're on Oletha Avenue right now, which is kind of the back side on the west side of that neighborhood. Oh! I turned my camera around with seeing what I was driving through. I apologize. I'm not going to edit that. You're going to get the real deal here. So I'm just going to drive you through so that you can see the next neighborhood and get an idea of what it's like if interested. I don't think this neighborhood's ever going to turn into that neighborhood, but it makes it convenient to a lot of things in the city. So a gas station there, and here is where we start, kind of the Tower Grove south. If we go down there, houses like little bungalows would sell for around $250, up to closer on the park are gonna, sell at $400 or $500 and up. These are little small bungalows here, and this is kind of an entertainment street on Morgan Ford at this part. So there's little pubs and restaurants, and Emo's Pizza, which is popular in St. Louis. There's new, as you can see, new construction going up, and there's some other, that's not the first one that we've seen. So as we go down in, you can see down in there, it starts to be kind of a more picturesque park-lined streets. And it's also anchored on the other end by another new building, by another street with more commerce than this one does, which is Grand Avenue. And so they have a lot of restaurants, kind of a little bit leaning into international, just a smattering of international restaurants. So I'm going to turn this video off, but thought you might like to just see kind of how it feels when you get into the Tower Grove neighborhood and what you kind of have next to you. So rental prices here are going to be way high, and they're continuing to rise. So we could see, and we have seen in some other neighborhoods, that people that were in this neighborhood can get priced out and move into the surrounding neighborhoods for something more affordable. Hope that was helpful.